Enjoy more free time to do the things you love by grocery shopping anytime, anywhere it's convenient for you. Just go to Coborns.com to shop online and in as little as 2 hours, drive to the store and have your groceries loaded into your vehicle. Our personal shoppers are extremely picky and work hard to ensure you get the absolute freshest in produce, meat, bakery and deli items, as well as grocery and home essentials. Plus, we do the heavy lifting on bulkier items right to your vehicle. Try it today at Coborns.com.
We're coming up on last call for registration. Last call for registration. If you'd like to participate in today's parade lap, head on up to the top of the hill. We'll get going with today's parade lap in just 2 minutes. Last call for registration. Registration is closed. We're going to do just one more gate, then get our riders set for parade lap. All right, we got our flag carriers down on the first obstacle, so if we please could get everybody to rise, face the flag down at the south end of the arena. We have ourselves a guest singer tonight. 9-year-old Lindsay will be singing the national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we held at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave over the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Took 37 years of my life to get comfortable on a microphone in front of your people. 9 years old singing that. Let's give her one more round of applause. We're going to open up the last straight for Strider warm-up. Strider warm-up going on now down the last straight. Motos are posted. Check out your motos down behind the starting hill and down the first straight. Any corrections, get them down to registration right away. I believe we're still having a technical issue with live motos, so I believe live motos are not up. Please check out your motos. Make sure you have the right state plate. If you're running your new state plate, make sure the right plate number is on your bike. Again, any corrections, get them up to registration in the next 5 minutes. Again, any corrections, get them down to registration right away. We're going to give the Striders a couple more minutes here of warm-ups. We do have 3 racks of Strider racing here today. Again, a reminder, we are closed this weekend, kicking off our fall schedule next week. So we'll be going to Tuesday, Friday practice, Saturday, Sunday racing. Make sure to stay in tune on our Facebook page for all of our schedule and days that we're running. Also, Fall League coming up here in just a couple weeks. All right, after this wave, we're going to hold up the Striders from warm-up. We'll start getting them staged on up. Again, last call for corrections over at registration. Last call for corrections. All right, we're set to kick off our Strider racing action here today, starting things off with your 4-year-old balance bikes. 2 riders strong today, so it'll be 3 rounds total point racing action. Up on the hill, we got Oleda Mosher and Harper Polson. They're side by side coming out of corner number 3. Harper, one of our newer riders here out at the track, making her debut on Tuesday. She's sitting on that 2 spot right now. It's the 225 of Mosher surging on ahead, coming through the line. Mosher is going to pick up 1 point this round. And Polson with the 2 out of our 4-year-old balance bikes. 3-year-old balance bikes leaving the starting hill. We got Farley and Longley. They're side by side coming out of the corner, looking over their shoulder, checking out where their buddy's at. Looks like the 246 of Aiden Longley on point, coming down through the peak of the rhythm section, coasting his way down to the line. We're going to have the 246 of Longley crossing up with 1 point. Caleb Farley grabbing the 2 spot. Out of Moto number 2. Moto 3, this is our 1 and 2-year-old balance bikes. We do have Gage Prozinski and Sadie the Dirt Princess Whitaker. These guys are 1 and 2 years old out here on the big track tonight. Up on point, Whitaker, the 2-year-old, leading the way. Checking out the crowd, wondering where Grandma and Grandpa, Mom and Dad are, coming down through the line. Sadie going to grab up 1 point. Gage Prozinski coming down the straight, 1 years old. stopping for a photo op halfway down the straight, getting those big cheesy dimples going, making sure everybody's checking them out. Let's give them a little encouragement coming down the straight. 1 year old out here on the big track. Gonna cross up, grabbing up 2 points. We'll send them all back, do it again for the second round. Round number 2 of balance bikes, getting high on the corner, catching a wheel, going down hard. Looks like that's Mosher going down. Polson surging on ahead. As our down rider getting checked out, getting back on, I'd like to say pedals, but there's no pedals there. Getting the feet running, coming down through the line. The 326 of Polson from North Branch, Minnesota, going to grab up 1 point. Down rider back up. Let's show some love coming down the last straight. Mosher going to cross it up, taking that 2 spot, knotting them up 3 points apiece out of this total point race. Rack number 2, 3-year-old balance bikes, Farley and Longley. Once again, side by side, coming out of the corner. Looks like the 246 of Aiden Longley. Making mom and dad proud, getting passed up, coming down the straight by the 302 of Farley. Coming all the way down the line, 302 of Farley going to grab up 1 point this round. Longley going to coast his way down with the 2 spot, knotting them up at 3 points apiece. And of course, moto number 3 are 1 and 2-year-old balance bikes, Prozinski and Whitaker. Up on point from Rush City, Minnesota. Sadie Whitaker leading the way down through the last straight. Gage Prozinski from Columbus, Minnesota, sitting on that 2 spot. Coming all the way down to the line, the 156 of Whitaker going to grab up 1 point. Gage checking out the crowd. Getting those legs pumping, coming up hills 2 times taller than he is. Coming all the way down through the rollers. Gonna stay with the rubber side down, crossing up, grabbing the 2 spot. We'll send them back for round number 3. We will be moving into our racing program right after the Strider, so start heading your way back to staging. All right, main events for Strider action set to go. These 2 riders knotted up with 3 points apiece. Coming through corner 1, Polson going high, trying to get a little brake check out of the competition, but we got Mosher surging on ahead, coming down the last straight. It's going to be how they cross is how they're going to finish. Coming down the line, the 225 of Mosher picking up the 1 today, the 326 of Polson taking home the 2. Out of moto number 1. Moto 2 looks like we had a little bit of a false start, making sure riders are equal, getting set to go. We got both Farley and Longley sitting with 3 points apiece. So once again, how they cross is how they're going to finish. Looks like coming from the outside, got to be Farley getting a good pop out of the hill. Coming down through the last straight, 3:02 of Farley on point. Getting some company coming up from behind though, coming down through the last straight. It's going to go Farley crossing up 1, taking the overall 1. The 2:46 of Longley going to take home that overall 2 out of Moto 2. And our 1- and 2-year-old balance bikes coming down the straight. Whitaker and Przinski on a 2-4 total point race. The Dirt Princess up on point. Sadie Whitaker leading the way. Looking to make it a perfect night with 3 first-place finishes. Coming down to the line, Whitaker going to cross up, taking the 1 and the overall 1. Gage Przinski coming down with 1 roller and a sprint left to go. Gonna almost come to the line, not quite making it there, turning around, getting all the way across the line, getting that 2 spot. Rounding out our Strider Racing program. Listen up for your riders meeting.
Listen up, riders and parents. This is your riders meeting. This is an American Bicycle Association sanctioned race. We'll be following all of the rules and regulations set forth by the ABA and ask that all riders and families do the same. Motos have been posted and corrections have been announced. All of the information you need is on those moto sheets. We ask that all moto sheets be left up during the course of the race as riders refer to them throughout the event. In checking your motos, make sure that the number that is on the moto sheets matches what is currently on your bike. If not, you may not be scored when you cross the finish line. Riders, it is your responsibility to be in the gate on time. You have been given lane assignments and must start from that assigned lane. Any rider not doing so may be disqualified. If you are not ready or have any problem in the gate, you must signal the starter by placing your front wheel over the gate. That will signal our starter to wait, and an ABA official will take care of the problem. Once the starter's command has begun, it may not be stopped for any reason. Only riders 5 and under can be assisted on the gate. That assistance can only be the rear wheel held between the knees. 3 riders down before the first obstacle is an automatic restart. Riders, if you go down during the course of a race and are not injured, please jump up as we have other races following. If you are injured, however, please stay down and we will assist you. Our track officials will be calling fouls as well as gate jumps. If you feel you have been fouled during a race, you have 5 motos in which to lodge a protest with the head official. We will be using the ABA transfer system and will be qualifying riders as designated on the moto sheets or by announced corrections. As you qualify, you will hear your name announced. If you have any question as to whether you qualified, return to the scores table for clarification. The American Bicycle Association exists for the enjoyment of the kids and families that make up our sport. Please be courteous to every member of our extended BMX family, and good luck to all of the racers.
Thursday night racing action about to kick off. Last time racing this year on a weeknight. Up on the gate, 9-10 mix open, set to drop in. White, Meath, Voss, Erickson, and Bolin. We got 5 riders out there today in this 9-10 mixed open battle. Up on point. Looks like Venom Colors leading the way. Gotta be Bella the Mouse White up on point, leading the way down through the second straight. Got a brand new shiny state plate sitting on that 2 spot. Got to be the State 5 of Carter Meath sitting on 2. Single file racing action heading down the third straight. Top 2 going to move straight on to the main event. Coming down through the rhythm section, up on point. Gold Cup 1, a white going to grab up a transfer, followed by the State 5 of Meath with that second transfer. Out of Moto 4, Moto 5, 12-year-old cruisers on track. Myers, Harris, Robinson, Myers, Lenners, and Lenners. Up on point, got Synergy Colors leading the way. That's the 19 bike. of Harris coming on through. Robinson sliding up to that 2 spot, heading down through the 3rd straight. In and out of corner number 3. Top 2 going to move on. Coming all the way down through the rhythm section. Robinson and Harris going to take those 2 transfers. Out of Moto 5, Moto 6, 5 and under novice. 4 riders strong today. Stanky, Peterson, Whitaker, and Voss. Single file heading down the 2nd straight. Up on point. Looks like the 227 bike of the Roadrunner Whitaker on point, followed by the 137 of Megazuli Peterson on the 2. And Stanky Voss sitting 3 and 4. Top rider moving straight on to the main event. Coming down through corner number 3. We still got bent rim colors on point. Coming all the way down through the line. The 227 of Whitaker. Gonna grab that sole transfer out of Moto 6. Moto 7 on the track, 7-year-old novice, Matheson, Bloom, Payment, and Mosher. The 074 on point, Wade Bloom leading the way, followed by the 251 of Matheson on the 2 spot. The 818 of Mosher on the 3, followed by the 270 of Payment on the 4. Single file heading down into corner number 3. Top rider moving straight onto that main event. Coming down through the last straight, the 074 of Bloom, gonna grab up that transfer. Moto 8, 9-year-old novice, total point racing action. We got Friedland, Money, and Buren. Coming into corner 2, the 227 of Buren on point, the 242 pedaling hard. That's Money in the 2 spot, followed up by the 303 of Cecilia Friedland on the 3. Heading down into corner number 3, up on point. Still got the 227 bike of Buren. Buren going to grab up 1 point. The 242 of Money with the 2. And Friedland with the 3. 12-year-old novice, Moto number 9 for those of you keeping track at home on the YouTube channel. We got Buren, Bolin, and Fischbach up on point. That's got to be Madison Bolin leading the way through corner number 3. Total point racing action here coming down through the rhythm section. Bolin going to grab up 1 point, followed by the 229 bike of Buren with the 2, and Fischbach with the 3. 36 to 40-year-old novice, Buren, Harris, Gimpalo, Erickson, and Fischbach. We got 5 riders, 2 spots up for grabs. Looks like Bad Company colors up on point. Coming down through the line, got to be the 686 and the 228. So Gimpalo and Buren with those 2 transfers out of Moto 10. Moto 11 on the track, 6-year-old intermediate, Erickson, Birch Osmus, Friedland, and Voss. Up on point, that's a 1 plate, state 1 of the Beast Voss leading the way, followed up by Birch Osmus on the 2 spot. Coming down through corner number 3. It's all bent rim colors up on point. Abigail Voss leading wire to wire, going to grab up that sole transfer. Got a 6-year-old intermediate. 8-year-old intermediate on the track, total point racing action, Hughesman, Freeman, and Bolin. Another shiny pair of state plates leading the way. Up on point, Ashley Hughesman out front, followed by 6-year-old expert Blake Friedman. So all riders getting expert points here today. Coming down through corner number 3. Hughesman for Black Widow still leading the way. Going to grab up 1 point. Battles on for that 2nd spot. Coming down the line, Bolin crossing with the 2. Freeman with the 3 right at the line. Moto 13 coming through corner number 2. Venom colors on point. That's Lenners leading the way, followed up by Richards and McKinnon. Single file heading down into corner number 3 of this total point race. Up on point, Lenners going to grab up 1 point. The 104 of Richards with the 2. McKinnon with the 3. 10-year-old intermediate, Moto 14. Burke, Meath, White, and Voss. Gold Cup 1 on point. That is White leading the way, followed by the Gold Cup 2 of Burke in that 2 spot. Meath and Voss sitting 3 and 4, heading down through the rhythm section. Top rider moving on. It's going to go to White with that sole transfer out of 14. 15's a moto, 26 to 35-year-old intermediate, Whitaker, Freeman, and Hemmer. Whitaker's on point, Freeman sliding up to that 2 spot, Hemmer sitting on the 3. Single file heading down into corner number 3. Another shiny state plate out on point. That's a state 1 of Whitaker, going to grab up 1 point. The 99 of Freeman with the 2, and Hemmer with the 3. "12-year-old experts on track, full rack of riders here today. Blummer, Gunderson, Rowe, Merkowitz, Byland, Robinson, Harris, and Lenners. Top 3 moving on, coming down through the last straight. Blummer, Harris, and Lenners going to take those transfers. Second round, start making your way back to staging, please. Second round, back to staging. 14-year-old experts on the track, Barrio, LaRock, Bauman, and Trulson. Looks like Venom colors on point. Got to be Bauman leading the way. Got some company on the backside from LaRock coming down through the line. Bauman going to grab up that sole transfer. Out of Moto 17. Moto 18, 16-year-old experts, Chartrand, Kennedy, and Wilson. Chartrand on point, followed by Wilson in the 2 spot. Kennedy on the 3. Kennedy, the sole intermediate in this class, looking for that one last win to move up to the expert class with these riders. Chartrand going to grab up 1 point. Wilson with the 2. Kennedy with the 3. That concludes round 1. Round 2, back to staging. We're going to give you just a minute to catch your breath. We'll be back. Chutes are looking kind of empty though over there. Second round, make sure you're getting your way back to staging. Up on the hill, set to go here with round 2. Starting things off with moto number 4, 9-10 mixed open. We got Voss, Erickson, and Bolin. Gate drops down, middle of the pack. Bent rim colors getting out to a lead. That's Voss out front. From the outside, Bolin sliding over into that 2 spot. Erickson sitting on the 3. We got a 10-year-old, a 6-year-old, and an 8-year-old out here on the track tonight. Coming through corner number 2, it's still Madzilla Voss leading the way. Bolin right on her hip pocket, coming down through corner number 3. Erickson on that 3. Top 2 going to move on to the main event. Coming down through the rhythm section, Voss and Bolin with those 2 transfers. Moto number 5, 12-year-old cruisers. We got Myers, Lenners, and Lenners. It's the sibling battle out on the track tonight. Up on point, Elliot Lenners leading the way. Brother Henry Lenners right on his hip. Melanie leading the way for Ethan. Coming through corner 3, Henry getting underneath Elliot. It's going to be a drag race coming down the line as they're bunching it up. It's going to be brothers Lenners and Melanie Myers grabbing up the transfers. Out on the track, 5 and under novice. This is moto number 6, Stanky, Peterson, and Voss. Up on point, Bad Company colors, the 137 of Peterson leading the way, followed by the 530 bike of Stanky on the 2 spot, and the 037 of the Hillbilly Voss sitting on the 3. They're spread out single file heading down into the rhythm section. Top 2 going to move on to the main event. Coming down through the last straight, Liam Peterson from Cambridge, Minnesota, going to grab up a transfer spot, followed by Briella Stanky from Hinckley, Minnesota, with that second transfer out of Moto 6. Moto 7 on the track, 3 riders, 2 spots left up for grabs. Up on point, Braden Matheson, 251 bike leading the way, followed by the 818 of Ryan Mosher on the 2. The 270 of Robert Payment sitting on the 3. Once again, single file, spread on out, heading down into the rhythm section. First transfer spot going out to the 251 bike of Matheson, followed up by Mosher with that second transfer. Out of Moto 7. Moto 8 on the track, total point racing action, 227 on point. That is Buren, followed up by Money on the 2 spot, Friedland on the 3. They're single file, same order they were in first round. Looking to do a repeat coming down through the last straight. Up on point, the 227 of Buren going to grab up 1 point. The 242 of Money with the 2, and Friedland with the 3. 12-year-old novice, Buren, Bolin, and Fischbach. Up on point, the 166 of Bolin. Third place rider going down, getting right back up. One of our newer riders here out on the track, getting back on the pedals, coming down through the last straight. Bolin going to grab up 1 point. The 229 of Buren with the 2. Fischbach, St. Louis Park, Minnesota, getting back on the pedals, going to grab up 3 points this round. Out of Moto number 9. Moto 10, 36 to 40-year-old novice, Harris, Erickson, and Fischbach. Up on point, got to be the Gold Cup 3 plate of Michael Harris, followed up by the 331 bike of Michael Fischbach on the 2. Tracy Erickson sitting on the 3. Heading down into corner number 3. Harris getting some company on the backside. Coming down through the last straight. Fischbach going to challenge, not quite get there. Harris grabbing up the transfer, followed by Fischbach with that second transfer. On to Moto 10. Moto 11 on the track, 6-year-old intermediates, Erickson, Birch Osmus, and Friedland. Coming through corner 2, the 103 of Dominic Birch Osmus leading the way, followed up by Erickson and Friedland. They're single file heading down into corner number 3. Top 2 going to move on to the main event. Coming down through the last straight, Dingman's Bike Shop colors, Birch Osmus going to grab up a transfer spot, followed up by the 210 of Erickson with that second transfer. Moto 12, once again, total point racing action. Huseman, Friedman, and Bolin. On point, Huseman is checking out from the rest of the pack, looking to make a statement to get on out of this intermediate class. She's going to grab up 1 point, battles on for that second spot. Coming down through the line, the 2 bike of Freeman going to grab up the 2, Bolin with the 3, giving them a 2.55 total point race. Moto 13 on the track. This is 9-year-old intermediate, McKinnon, Richards, and Lenners. Henry Lenners on point, coming through corner number 3. We got Richards on the 2 spot, McKinnon on the 3. Single file, that's how they'll finish it up. Lenners, Richards, and McKinnon. 10-year-old intermediate, we got Burke, Meath, and Voss. It's a bent rim sandwich out on the track as Burke's leading the way, followed up by Meath on the 2 spot, Voss on the 3. Top 2 moving on to that main event, coming down through corner 3. Up on point, the Gold Cup 2 of Burke going to grab up 1 spot, followed by the State 5 of Meath with that second transfer. 26 to 35-year-old intermediate, Whitaker, Freeman, and Hemmer. Total point racing action here. Whitaker on point, followed by Freeman and Hemmer, sitting 2 and 3. Coming down through corner number 3. The state 1 play to Whitaker, going to cross it up, taking 1 point. Freeman with the 2, Hemmer with the 3. Twelve-year-old experts on the track, Gunderson, Rowe, Merkowitz, Byland, and Robinson. Gunderson on point, followed by Merkowitz and Robinson side by side, heading down through the 3rd straight. Robinson getting pinched up high, trying to get some speed, coming down through the last straight. Top 4 moving on, and Robinson, Gunderson, Merkowitz at the line, and Rowe holding on for that last transfer. Out of Moto 16, 17's the Moto. Barrio, LaRock, and Trulson. Gotta be LaRock on point. Barrio sitting on that 2 spot. Trulson on the 3. Top 2 moving on, coming down through the last straight. LaRock and Barrio with those 2 transfers. Last rack of qualifying racing, total point racing action. This is your 16-year-old expert group. On point, Chartrand leading the way, followed by Kennedy on the 2 spot, Wilson on the 3. Heading in and out of corner number 3, it's Chartrand out front. Drag race is on for that 2nd spot. Chartrand going to grab up 1 point, Wilson with the 2, and Kennedy with the 3. That wraps up round number 2. We're going to leave 1st and 2nd straight open for 12 and over experts only. We got a couple giveaways to do and a move up down at the finish line. We'll be back in just a minute. All right, first giveaway here. We got an ice cream treat going out to Carter Meath. And the second one, we got a candy bar going to Ryan Mosher. Candy bar to Ryan Mosher. Ice cream treat to Carter Meath. Is this you? Well, this is better than a giveaway. All right, we do got one move up to do here. This rider getting their 10 wins as a novice, moving up to the ranks of intermediate. Sam Richards. Come on, people, we can do better than that. Sam Richards getting those 10 wins on up to intermediate. We're going to pose here first for Mom. She's got the most important camera in the house. Followed up by Rachel, who's going to make a post on our social media page. And then, of course, our camera up here giveaway. If that's all your fans out on YouTube, Grandma and Grandpa can watch you with your move up. Congratulations once again on moving up to the ranks of intermediate. Once again, if you call Rum River BMX your home track, you move up from novice to inner to expert, inner to girl, or from push bike to pedals. Let us know. We'll do your move up out here on the track. Main event, start staging up, please. Main event, start staging up. I need 2 volunteers down at the finish line, as I know Mr. Hughesman said he'd like to hand out tickets tonight. So I need 2 more volunteers to hand out tickets down at the finish line. We can't race without those volunteers, so here comes Mr. Hughesman for 1. We got 2. We need 1 more volunteer. I seen a hand. Mr. Barrio's heading on over. We got our volunteers. This is like the slowest entry to a song I've ever heard. No, we'll patiently wait for it to get there.
Should have played it earlier.
Kicking off our main events here tonight, playing Larry's song choice for these main events up on the hill. 9-10 mix open set to drop in. White, Meath, Voss, and Bolin. Gate drops down from the inside. Gotta be the most White surging out to the front of the pack. Battles on for that 2 spot heading into corner number 1. It looks like Bent Rim Colors getting the edge at first, but they're back to side-by-side racing, heading down through the second straight. We got White, Voss, the State 5 bike of Meath, and Bolin all spreading out, heading down through corner number 3 of this one and only open race here tonight. White's going to easily take home that win tonight. Drag race on for that second spot. I got to go to the line. The State 5 of Meath coming by for the 2, with Voss taking home the 3. 12-year-old cruisers, Myers, Harris, Robinson, Lenners, and Lenners. Up on point, your state champion at 12-year-old cruiser. Robinson going to grab up the win. Harris coming by for the 2, Lenners with the 3. 5 and under novice. You always know when the 5 and under novice are going because the parents are yelling louder than anybody else in the building. We got Whitaker, Peterson, and Stanky. Single file heading down into corner number 2, the 227 bike of The Roadrunner Whitaker on point, followed up by Peterson on that 2 spot, Stanky on the 3. All 3 riders qualifying to get here, so how they cross is how they're going to finish. Bent rim colors still on point, getting some company though coming from the outside. Down through the line, Whitaker going to grab up to 1, Peterson the 2, and Stanky with the 3. 7-year-old novice on the track, Matheson, Bloom, and Mosher. The 074 going high, getting passed by the second place rider coming down through corner number 2. Getting a little squirrely side by side, heading down into corner number 3. Inside rider giving just a little bit of a brake check, giving some room for his competition coming on through. Coming down through the line. I got to go to line for that. It's going to be Mosher with the 3. The 74 bike of Bloom grabbing up the win. Matheson with the 2. And Mosher with the 3. 9-year-old novice losing 1 down the first straight. This is total point racing action. Buren, Money, and Friedland. This is a 2-4-6 total point race. Up on point, the 227 bike of Buren going to grab up the overall win. The 242 of Money going to take home the overall 2. And Friedland with the overall 3. Folks, can I ask for a general favor from everybody? When you put your numbers on the plate, put them in one straight line, not this up and down thing. If you can't read it from 45 feet away, I can't read it from 45 feet away. So please do us a favor, run them numbers straight across as they're impossible to read. Out on the track, this is our 12-year-old novice class. Once again, a 2-4-6 total point race. Up on point, Madison Bolin got a pair of wins so far, looking to finish up with a perfect day. We got Buren sitting on the 2 spot with 4 points, Fischbach with 6. They're going to finish up like they've been all day. Bolin with the overall 1, the 229 of Buren with the overall 2, and Fischbach with the overall 3. 36 to 40-year-old novice, Buren, Harris, Gimpalo, and Fischbach. Up on point, the 686 of Gimpalo is leading the way, followed up by Company as I missed the plate number. I believe that's Buren on that 2 spot. Getting side by side coming down through the last straight. Gimpalo, Buren battles on for the 3 as the 331 of Fischbach comes by for the 3. Automoto 10. 6-year-old intermediate main event. All 3 riders qualifying to get here. Up on point, the State 1 bike of the Beast Voss leading the way. Followed up by the 103 of Birch Osmus on the 2 spot. Erickson on the 3. Single file heading down into corner number 3. It's all the Beast all day long. Voss going to grab up the overall win today. Birch Osmus with the overall 2 and Erickson with the overall 3. 8-year-old intermediates out on the track. Hughesman, Freeman, and Bolin. Once again, Hughesman leading the way. Freeman and Bolin knotted up with 5 points apiece. Coming on down through corner number 3. It's all Black Widow colors up on point. Coming down through the line. Hughesman going to grab up the win today. The 2 bike of Freeman with the 2, Bolin with the 3. And with that win, Ashley Hughesman is our newest 8-year-old girl in Minnesota. Congratulations, Ashley. 9-year-old intermediates, McKinnon, Richards, and Lenners. A 2-4-6 total point race. Lenners on point, looking to finish up a perfect day. Richards doing the move up here today, sitting on that 2 spot. It's going to go Lenners, Richards, and McKinnon rounding out that podium. 10-year-old intermediate, once again, all 3 riders qualifying to get here. Up on point, White's leading the way. Burke on that 2 spot, followed by the State 5 of Carter Meath on the 3. Single file heading down into corner number 3. It's still the Mouse leading the way, coming down through the line. White, Burke, and Meath. 26 to 35-year-old intermediate, total point racing. Whitaker, Freeman, and Hammer. Single file heading down the 3rd straight. It's still bent rim colors leading the way. Side by side, getting down through the last straight. Whitaker going to grab up the overall win today. Hemmer crossing second, getting the overall 3. Freeman crossing 3 with the overall 2. Out of your 26 to 35-year-old intermediate class. 12-year-old experts, Gunnarsson, Rowe, Merkowitz, Blummer, Robinson, Harris, and Lenners. Robinson and Blummer side by side coming down through corner number 3. Battles on, coming down through the last straight. Blummer going to hold on for the win. Robinson the 2, and Michael Harris with the 3. 14-year-old experts, Barrio, LaRock, and Bauman. All 3 riders qualifying to get here. Venom colors on point. That's Bauman leading the way, followed by LaRock in the 2 spot. Barrio sitting on the 3. In and out of corner number 3, LaRock looking for a line to get on by. Coming down through the last straight, Bauman with the win, LaRock the 2, and Barrio with the 3. Last rack of racing here today, ending our weekday racing for the year as we go into weekend racing program next week. Chartrand on point, followed up by Wilson in the 2 spot, Kennedy on the 3. That's a 2-4-6 total point race. Ethan looking to make it a perfect day, grabbing up that win today. Wilson with the 2, and Kennedy with the 3. That wraps up our racing program here today. Once again, we do have our beginner league kicking off, so if you're interested or you know a friend that's looking for it, talk to them, get them signed up, talk to the folks at registration. Also help us out pick up the garbage around the arena. We are all volunteers here, so on behalf of all the volunteers at Rum River BMX, thanks for coming out. Have a good night. She tried to time it.